Good morning children, welcome back to the English channel Prime. Students, today we'll learn a very interesting chapter, that is lesson 4, named Bird Migration. Children, do you know the meaning of migration? Yes, migration means moving from one place to another. Children, we human beings used to move from one place to another place. We used to move from our native place, from our birthplace to other places for learning, for training, or for getting good jobs or work, isn't it? Similarly, birds also move from one place to another place for reasons like for searching of food or for shelter, or whenever their climate is very unsuitable to survive. In their native lands, they used to move from one place to another place, and that is called migration. That means the movement of birds from one place to another, from lowlands to the highlands, or from the interior part to the sea coast. Let's see which kind of birds migrate, why they migrate, and how they migrate. Let's see in this video.
Every year between September and October, one can witness movement of birds in large numbers, signifying the start of migration. It is the annual dispersal of birds from the northern hemisphere to the Indian subcontinent, including Sri Lanka. When daylight shrinks and there is a shortage of food supply at the breeding sites, the birds take the cue and start migrating towards wintering sites in the south. The return journey begins in March or April. While the shorebirds like waders and ducks and raptors come from Siberia and Russia, birds like the European flycatcher, brown-breasted flycatcher, and barn swallow come from Europe. Some birds are passage migrants, like the spotted flycatcher, rufous-tailed scrub robin, and European roller. They migrate through a large part of western India and go to Africa to spend the winter there. The Amur falcons pass through India in December. The greenish warbler can be seen anywhere across peninsular India. The Indian pitta that breeds in the Himalayan ranges migrates from central India to the south to escape the harsh winters. The pin-colored common rosefinch from Himachal can be sighted at the Nilgiris often, feeding on grains by the roadside. Pallikaranai in Chennai attracts a large number of flamingos, varieties of ducks, and waders. Pulicat Lake on the Tamil Nadu-Andhra border hosts flamingos whose numbers sometimes cross 50,000. Huge numbers of ducks and waders can be seen at Chilika Lake in Orissa. Other notable sites to see migratory birds are the Kyolodeo National Park in Bharat.
So we saw children that many birds migrate for many different various reasons. Okay, and but how do they come back home? Or what are the birds they migrate? All the migrating birds we come to know in this video. And there is a special type of bird, migrating bird, named the Arctic terns. And the Arctic terns are the champions among these birds. They travel an average of 22,000 miles per year. And during this flight, they used to take rest at different places and for about 20 weeks to make its trip down to the Antarctic region. Its average speed is 1,000 miles per week. And most land birds like the pigeon, parrot, they can fly up to 100 miles in a day. But there is an exception. The American golden plover, this bird can fly a long non-stop flight. That means they can fly without any stoppage, without having any food. They can fly a distance of about 2400 miles over water without any food or without any stoppage. So how children, these birds, come to know about their way, how they fly from one place to another place, and again they came back to home. Can you imagine, children? They travel from one country to another, from one continent to another, such a long distance. Then how do they remember coming back home? How do they know their way back home? There is a scientific reason. Children, you know, many behavioral scientists have discovered that birds could see what to us is invisible. That is the Earth's magnetic field, the Earth's north and south magnetic poles. These magnetic fields run from the north to south poles, and it is not visible to our eyes, but it is visible to them. Children, it is seen that the pigeons have a small zone in their brain made up of magnetite, that is magnetic mineral, just like a small compass, and they can align their body to swipe the direction. As per the direction, they can align to the migratory path. Let's see what are the experiments or what are the researches done to know this migration process. Children, birds can look at the sun and figure out in which direction they have to go. This is more difficult than it sounds because obviously the sun changes its position throughout the day. So for this to work, birds need both the ability to see the sun and an internal clock, so they know exactly what time it is and therefore where the sun should be. Researchers trained European starlings to get food from a feeder in a particular direction. Then using a mirror, they flipped the apparent position of the sun. But still the bird responded by checking the feeder in the opposite direction of what it was trained. Further experiments like this found that the birds are able to compensate for time of the day and any of the season. So looking good that birds have a sun compass. Star compass, not only do birds use obvious information like the sun, they are also use the position of the stars to navigate. Researchers put birds in a planetarium and projected a starry sky for the birds, but the stars in their projection were rotated, meaning that the northern constellations were in the east. The birds may have been confused, but they adapted quickly and oriented in the new correct direction and moved towards the new south for their migration. Birds did not seem to use the North Star but did use the constellations. The use of constellation means that they could use this ability even in the southern hemisphere where they can't see the northern star. Unfamiliar constellations were useless to the birds, which means that they learn as they migrate and use them to navigate on the future migrations. Next is magnetic compass. We use magnetic compass like this one, all of us, all the time, and so do the birds also use it. Magnetic compasses responded to the Earth's magnetic fields. Researchers put birds in a weak artificial magnetic field and the birds reacted as it changed the direction and intensity. We are not sure exactly how birds sense the Earth's magnetic field at this time. So there is evidence to support the sense as located in their big ears or the eyes. So the way they seem to magnetic field they recognize, it would be such a cool idea to know. But for now we don't have any proof. Scientists have also discovered the methods used by the birds like the landscapes, but use rivers, mountains and forests to find their way along a migratory path. And some also knew it by the smell of the places. So children, these are the ways the birds find their way back to home. Now let's do the glossary words. Lowland meaning flat land. Highland meaning mountainous area. Marvelous meaning astonishing. Feat meaning achievement. Phenomenon meaning fact. Departure meaning leaving. Exception means not included or unusual. Nets meaning the stays or the halts. Hope you understand everything. If any doubt, children, ask in the comment box. Thank you, children.